right, hi guys, welcome to our fun holiday tour and so forth. I'm Meg from LovenStamps, which you probably know if you're watching, so I'm excited to see you guys. And I want to share some really great projects tonight. I want to show you all of the new designer series paper with the little exception of Blackberry Beauty, which is not quite available yet. I'm going to show you all the specialty papers. I'm going to talk about paper share. I'm going to show you a ton of cards. I think you can't quite see like the countertop back here, but there's a ton of stuff out. So I've been organizing cards and pulling papers, and I have a project that we're going to stamp together tonight. Little like sneak peek of that. It features the Counting Sheep stamp set from the SALE-a-bration catalog. So hey Trish, hey Tanya, and Deborah, and Margot, everybody, Debbie. This is kind of fun. We're like at a totally different time. So if you haven't ever watched Maker Mornings with Meg, we are, hey Shirley, we are on Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning at 7:30, no, it's not 7:30, 9:30 Central Time, which is a great time to tune into the LovenStamps channel and check out what's going on. We do lots of different projects. So, so many fun faces. Kathy and Kay and Deborah and Ellen, everybody. So I think we're gonna kind of jump in, hey Deanna, and kind of get started here. So I'm gonna flip this over here, and I'm gonna go back and forth just a little bit so that I can show you guys what we're doing. So I'll do some things up here and some things kind of down low here. I think, let's see, I'm gonna do one quick change here to get this set up, and I think that will help. I know when I step away from my camera, it's hard for you guys to hear me, but hang on a moment because I think this will get us a little bit clearer here. Okay, how are we? Yeah, that's a little bit better, a little bit brighter. So, okay, ready? Here we go. So I'm going to kind of organize things by running through the catalog to start, and then we're gonna branch off and go with like whatever we find. So hey, Sandy and Melinda and Julie. So we're starting with a SALE-a-bration mini catalog, and if you have a piece of paper handy, you're probably going to want to take notes as we go through because, hey Cindy, there are so many things that you're going to see tonight that you want to just take notes and keep them as you go along so you don't totally lose track of what it is. So I'll try and give you page numbers as we go along if you find that helpful. If there's something that you already ordered today, like speak up, woohoo, cheer for it. If there's something that I'm not showing that I'm glossing over, catch me and we go back and I can try and talk about it too. So the more you guys comment, the more fun we always have together. So make sure you speak up. And I love hearing where people are tuning in from. So you could do a little like, hey, howdy from the prairie. So thanks, Kathy. All right, so starting with SALE-a-bration mini catalog. Right in the very front is this Bedazzling designer series paper, and this is a really good example of why it's so useful to see things rather than always just relying on the catalog. So I almost didn't order this because I was like, I have plenty of glimmer paper, but I'm glad I did because it actually has a really different look to it. Can you see that? It's almost like honeycomb glitter, like disco ball glitter, and it's really different from the regular glimmer paper. So that's a free SALE-a-bration item. And here's a gorgeous card by Mary McNeely. So this is a demonstrator swap card. Sue says hi from around the corner. A demonstrator swap card, and she used a strip of that on there along with the Painted Christmas Suite dies and so forth. So just a gorgeous card. So you can check that out. All right, so moving on from Bedazzling, next thing in SALE-a-bration catalog is the, Deborah, I'm totally not paying attention to the fact that you are from Minnesota. So hey, and our Floridians are represented too. So we got south to north at this point. We need like east to west figured out. But this is the penguin paper. It is a free SALE-a-bration item too. Yes, super popular. I don't have a lot of it to show you because I only have scraps left because I've used it so much already. And it is the feature for my LovenStamps monthly tutorials for the month of July. So you are going to see it You're gonna see quite a bit of it from me this month during Maker Mornings with Meg. So here's a real simple card. I love it paired with a knit background. Since this paper is free with a $50 item, woohoo, Julie's got our West Coast pushed out there, all covered. Since the designer series paper, there's a little bit on there, is free with the $50 order. Here's another one. This is a fabulous card from the catalog, actually. It's a catalog case. And Mary McCormick, one of my demonstrator friends, LovenStamps team member, did a great swap with that. Here's another one. But since the paper is free with a $50 order, you got to figure out what you want to get your item for free. We're going to do a cute little box with some little note cards in it, featuring that same paper. And so the Penguin Place stamp set is actually in the regular catalog along with the punch. You can get it bundled. Here's another Penguin Playmates card here with the DSP card base, which if you watch my LovenStamps channel, you know is one of my favorites. But the supply list for these projects is actually on my LovenStamps website under Card Kits to Go and monthly tutorials. So you can get kits in the mail when you order at least $50 from me. And the one of the great things about those two is that you can get them every month. So you get card kits for 2 of the cards. I'm not sure which we're getting for sure. I think it might be like this is one of the projects with the little mini cards in the box, but more later this month. So, and if you're waiting for your July kit, they are packed and ready to mail. So be going in the mail tomorrow. All right, so back to our celebration catalog. That was the Penguin Playmates on page 4. Page 6 has this really, really pretty Feels Like Home stamp set. There it is. And I have several cards to share with you with that one. These are also demonstrator swap cards. So this one is by my friend Julie Davison. So really simple. She didn't do any coloring. She just went ahead and did sort of a monochrome stamp there. And it's a beautiful image, so you can absolutely do that. This one is by demonstrator Anna Masternack. And she did kind of the same thing as the last card, but she went ahead and colored the door there just to stand out a little bit. So also really striking. And here's one more by demonstrator Debbie Garthwaite, and she went ahead and colored it, and she's kind of got the little posts in the corners to kind of show almost like it's tacked on there, like Brad's tacked on there. So kind of a neat effect. So that stamp set is free with $50 order. Okay, the next one, Julie said how the knit, oh yes, the knit actually really, when I saw those in the catalog, I thought that they made a great pair together. So the projects that I'll show you later this month or throughout this month will feature both that knit together big stamp and the penguins together. All right, so the next thing in Celebration, page 7, is the beautifully penned designer series paper, which matches the hand-penned petals stamp set and dies. This is how I keep mine. I store them on my stamp shelf together with just a rubber band so that I always have my dies handy. And I used these the other day to make a card set, and this is a Maker Mornings with Meg tutorial. So if you want more details on these cards, you can check those out. But here's one of the cards that we made with that set. So hand penned, and we were kind of like getting ready for this because the designer series paper for hand pen petals is anyway, whatever. It is just black and white and grayscale. So it's really pretty, and it is the card that we are going to make. Woohoo! Stampers are meeting each other all over the place. Kind of fun. Yeah, Dan and I totally agree. So I am going to grab some supplies, a really simple one here, and I'm gonna flip our camera down so that you guys can see what you're doing. Hey, Gian. Okay, so let's get you settled here and kind of centered. Whoops. All right, so I am starting off with this piece of polished pink cardstock, which is super great for a punch of color when you're doing something with just this sort of black and white kind of thing. So I love to use that trick. of doing one color with just the black and white. So, all right, and then to go with this, I have, there's a paper from my card the other day. I have a piece of 3" by 4" beautifully penned designer series paper. So you can see the patterns here. Maybe you can. You can see the patterns here. And in person, they're super, super detailed. They're like watercolored grayscale. And so what I did was I cut a 3 by 4 piece, and I'm gonna split this because I want to see both sides. So I am just gonna cut off a 1 inch, there we go, section at the bottom, okay? Now my layer for this is cut to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, which means it's just a tiny bit bigger. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave the flowers there, but turn this to the back so I have this stripe. See how that works? Yeah, lots of people are loving this DSP. Totally agree with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and stick this down. This is a really duplicatable card idea that you can use for actually lots of different suites, not just for hand pen. So kind of file this idea away, make a note of it, and there is actually a supply list for it in the video description for this video. There's a list of the pieces that you'll need to make this card. Now, it needs an accent, and this is from the Halloween set, Halloween suite, which we'll get to a little bit later. But I wanted to show you a little bit of this here on our card because I think it's such a perfect match, and this black and white gingham is just ideal for working with this paper. I wanted to make sure I showed it to you too, because sometimes people they're not big Halloween card making fans, which is fine. You might be convinced differently when you see the amazing stuff in the catalog. I'm just using a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on there. And so anyway, if you have a tendency to look over the Halloween stuff, this is on the Halloween page and you're not going to want to look over it, okay? So now I'm just gonna set a block on there, which is my strategy for getting that to stay exactly where I want. And I am going to bring in the next of our celebration items, which are counting sheep and the coordinating sheep dies. Now, here is my big, like, don't miss out kind of note about these. When Stampin' Up! Has the celebration things for this year, they've said that they're for this session, they're while supplies last. The dies are one of the items that they said, we'll see how long they last. It might not be forever. So if you want these dies, I would recommend picking them early in your celebration choices so that you don't miss out on them, okay? And I love it. The dies are only a $50 item. So you are not, like, you know, breaking the bank on your celebration choices. So there's that. And then the stamp set is a separate $50 item. So basically you get all these pieces. And I have a whole bunch more cards to show you with that too. Okay, so we're gonna bring in here our Memento ink pad, which just traveled across the room. I'm gonna bring in my Memento ink pad and this sweet sheep here and go ahead and stamp him. And he is nice and crisp, or she, I suppose it could be. And then I'm going to use gray granite and just the lighter, I think, and use this to do my coloring on our sheep. So I'm just gonna color our sheepy face and our little sheepy ears and our little sheepy legs. And I'm not gonna worry about shading or anything because it's actually gonna get pretty exciting here in a moment. I know, hold on. It's gonna get exciting, and it's not gonna be a big deal whether it's shaded or not. So, because what we're gonna do is we are going to glamorize this sheep. So you would use the sheepy die cut here to go ahead and cut, I guess it must be this one, this sheep. And I wanted to point out that there is a sun and clouds and a balloon. We're gonna use this little pennant here for our banner, a fence. This is a really nice set of dies. Even if you don't want to use the sheep, even if you just use the fence and the sun and the clouds, you can put anything in there, or the balloon or the pennant. It's really nice and flexible, and a little die cut party hat, which you could put on any fun creature. So great set of dies. Definitely get this highlighted on your shopping list. All right, so like I said, we're gonna die cut this, and through the magic of television, I have a sheepy die cut here. I'll just tuck this one back in my stamp case, so I always have those saved up for later. And we have our sheep here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Shimmery Crystal Effects. And if you haven't used this before, it's kind of a sleeper item, but it is a great thing to find. It's in the annual catalog, so the big book that came out in May. And what I'm gonna do with it is just go ahead and squeeze just a little bit, and I'm gonna swirl it, because our sheep gives us this really fantastic chance to do sort of a woolly pattern. We don't have to worry about whether the like it's real smooth or anything like that. It is absolutely perfect for adding cute sheep wool that glimmers. So again, the products are in the link in the video description. Let's see, can I get this closer to you? Is that in focus? So as it dries, you're gonna see that kind of come together. So I have our sheep, which is going to go here on the front of our card. We're gonna give that sheep a banner, of course, in that same polished pink for our background. And then we're gonna give it a greeting too. And our greeting is going to be from the stamp set. There's great choices. So glad it's your birthday and you're amazing. So let's go with You're Amazing, which I've stamped on another piece of polished pink. And then we can add this to our card. Let's see, yeah, maybe kind of right over here. And then we have our finished card. So now the Shimmery Crystal Effects takes a couple minutes to dry, not endless time to dry. Hi, Diana. So you'll want to go ahead and give that a little bit of patience when you're getting ready to dry. But then when I have my card pieces all stuck together, I'm gonna set that out of the way. Here is our fun card. So you can kind of see that little sheepy, super cute. So sheep, dies, and paper, all celebration items. I don't want to lose my pennant, so I'm going to pop it away. And then I also have another version. You guys want to see another version? In a different color. This is the Bermuda Bay sheep. So in Bermuda Bay, I'm now so glad it's your birthday. And then this is a different paper from that beautifully penned designer series paper. So really gives you a lot of choice. Sue asked a great question. She said, is the Crystal Effects, Shimmery Crystal Effects, more pronounced than Wink of Stella? It absolutely is. It's more dimensional. It doesn't dry flat. And I don't know, can you guys see on here? Sometimes my camera will focus really well. It's dimensional and shiny. So it definitely has a little bit more punch than the Wink of Stella. Yeah, I think you guys can see that pretty well. So kind of another one to add to your fun toolbox. And Julie says the sheep with its wool. Yes, oh my gosh, the knit wool. Oh yeah, that's a really great idea too. So that knit background stamp, where is it? This one here would be a great one to add to things with the sheep. So, and actually you could take all of my penguin cards this month and turn them into sheep cards too. Okay, so I am going to flip you guys back up here, and I'm going to carry on here with our show and tell. So I have more things to share with you. Where were we in our celebration mini catalog? We're moving on now to page 8 in the celebration mini. And I have the Peaceful Prints 12 by 12 paper to show you. And a couple of cards. So here is the designer series paper. It matches the Peaceful Deer bundle punch. So you can punch out the deer, and I have a sample. Do I have a sample of that? I do have a sample of that. So this one is by Anna Masternack also. And she punched out the deer there using that Peaceful Deer stamp set. And then the die is from the cloche. Which is kind of cool. And then she also used the designer series paper, because here's the back of it, on her card there. So that gives you some ideas for that. Here's another fabulous sample by the amazing Mary Ellen Stites. And she used 2 deer. So the bigger one is punched and the smaller one is cut, fussy cut from this designer series paper. So it actually has a white background. So I think that she actually, if you look at that, went through and inked the background of that deer to make it just a perfect match for the rest of her card. So some really cool art techniques on that. And so this designer series paper is one of the free items that you can select. Okay, next, turning the page in our celebration. So, pages 10 and 11 are the sheep. We already saw those. Page 12 is the textures and frames set. And I haven't played with this one yet, but I do have one sample to show you by Kimberly Kane. She used it to make sort of a rainbow shape there. But there are lots of different possibilities for this set and pieces. I realized I didn't show you the sheep. You want to see the sheep cards? The other sheep cards? Okay, so this one is by Theresa Tucker, and she used the sheep here with the fence. Very fun. And that sun that I was telling you about and the clouds, so really great elements. This one has a piece of designer series paper background, and really the sheep stands on its own. And this is by Amy Nicely. And you have to look at the sheep toenails. They are painted to match the rest of our sheep. Super cute, right? Then this one is another birthday card. This is by Margot Richardson, and she used a sponging brayering technique in the background to really make that background show off there. And then the sheep jumping over happy birthday. And then finally, Mary McNeely's card uses the black and white background paper. This is from, it's actually the same designer series paper that Theresa used. It's the Hostess item designer series paper. So actually this is a really great time. So sometimes people like to place a really large order during celebration because they get to pick a whole bunch of things for free. The designer series paper stack is available. I think it's $18. You can only use Hostess or Stampin' Rewards funds, dollars to get it. And so think about if you're placing a larger order than you would usually, think about getting that giant package of paper, hey Kathy, to make the most of your stamping dollars. It's actually like a $30 package of paper, but Hostess items are, or Stampin' Rewards items are a special price discount. So it's an extra perk to be able to get those. So. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we are going through the celebration mini catalog, and I'm showing some samples for some amazing things. So we're up to page 15 now, and on 15 are the Summer Shadows dies, which I have to admit, I did not have the stamp set that coordinates with these. So they match the Shaded Summer stamp set, and when I got this card in my swaps, I was like, okay, that's it. Clearly, I need this flower set because I absolutely love several things about this. One is the bedazzling paper. I know you're like, just show us the card bag, but it's so pretty. One is the bedazzling paper. One is the gilded gems, which if you watched my videos over the last month, you know I used tons of them. And one is the cork sheets, which are super fabulous. So here's the card. It's by Betsy Kreider, and I'm going to take it out of its little plastic because I just adore it. So here's Betsy's card. Betsy is a demonstrator in my LovenStamps group too. And check out how pretty that is. So the die cut floral is from the Shaded Summer stamp set, which is in the annual catalog, but the die for it is in the celebration catalog. So it's a really cool opportunity to get something you won't be able to get the rest of the year. And I love the way she shaded those florals. So there's like some probably blending brushes or something like that on there to just give them a little bit of variation so they're not flat. And check out the cork. Okay, so this is where this was to remind me. One of the perks that I'm of the designer series paper share that I'm offering is a sampler pack of all the specialty papers. So it's included with the DSP share. And here are all of the specialty papers. And so with that, you will get a 6x6 piece of that cork paper. And yes, it's cork, and yes, it's paper. So the back side is like a craft sheet kind of, and then the front is like literally cork. It's the cork material, which is just like so cool. So it's included in the specialty paper sampler that's with my DSP paper share, which is taking orders through August 9th. So if you missed the information about this, sign up for my newsletter so you don't miss things, my email newsletter. But then you can also look, it's on the LovenStamps Facebook page, and it's a blog post at LovenStamps.com, so you can go ahead and sign up for it there. So, okay, Sue says, do the summer shadow dies need a $100 order? Yes, the summer shadow dies are a lot of metal in one place, so their value is really high. So they are set aside as a $100 item. So yeah, you would want to plan ahead for those to get those. So, all right, and then let's see. Oh, I have another summer shadows or summer die, and this is by Rachel Chamberlain, also a fabulous demonstrator and great artist. So she used the layering on these dies, the summer shadows dies here. Oops, wrong way, sorry. She used the layering of, like trying to get it all together, those dies with the pieces to come up with that layered flower. So really pretty. Let's see. Kim said when she finds stamps and dies that work with each other, she puts a Post-it note in. That's a great idea. Yeah, and actually, especially if you're like over time, you're trying to remember what designer series paper goes with which stamp set, a Post-it note in your case, like Kim just said, is a really great idea because that really can kind of help you narrow down the possibilities to remember, like, what was this supposed to go with? So, all right, that brings us to our, the last of the $100 items. So this is Delicate Dahlias, which is also in the Celebration book. It's on page 14, and I have a sample and a stamp set. So here's the actual stamp set. It is a pretty big set. It actually comes on 2 pages and it sticks to both sides of the sets. It's a distinctive one, which means, can you kind of see there in the case? It has that super detailed texture, and you can either use it on its own or you can give it an outline. So this one is by Susan LaCroix, and she went ahead and did the detail and the outline to put those two together. So really gorgeous on that. Oh, and she used the dazzling paper there on the side too. So, all right, so we're not quite finished with the Celebration catalog because there is a note about host rewards. So if you are interested in having an online party, or if you're local to me in Central Illinois and want to do an in-person party, or if you want to get together in person with your stamping friends or your non-stamping friends and introduce them, I can connect with you online via Zoom or something like that, and you guys can be together. We can have a party. It's all good times. So if you're interested in doing something like that and hosting, let me know. The host perks are also available if you just place a large order, if you have a lot of things that you want. And in Celebration, there's a stamp set that is free, the In Your Words stamp set, that is free if your order or your party totals at least $300. And that is this one here. So it is a great set. A lot of times the perfect words for the inside of a card aren't in the stamp set that you're using. And so this is a great one with lots of inside words. So really kind of a fun thing there. And then the last page is the join page, which reminds me to tell you that if you are interested in being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, there are a lot of you watching now. It's good to see you guys. And one of the great perks is ordering at a discount. One of the great perks is participating in card swaps and getting all kinds of cards in the mail. Another perk is attending Stampin' Up! Events. We're getting ready for a giant vacation stamping school training coming up, which is an annual thing that our team puts on. And of course, you know, perk of getting to attend from our team. There are lots and lots of perks. If you visit my website at LovenStamps.com and click on Join My Team, you can check out all the perks and all the reasons that you would want to join. But the timing for joining is great right now because there is a special during Celebration. Ta-da! And this one is really a neat one because it's up to a $60 bonus along with your starter kit. So the starter kit is $99. It includes 125 of whatever product you want from any of the current catalogs. So you just pick out, you know, basically go shopping, like a shopping spree, and you pay it a discounted price. It's only $99 and shipping is free. And then you also get to pick out one of these bundles. So I'm gonna try and remember when we go through the holiday catalog, the July through December catalog next, that I'm gonna point these out as we go along so you can be like, oh, I really want that bundle and it's $60. Maybe I should just sign up with Meg as a demonstrator. So it's always a good deal. I call it the I Want It All kit, because if you're like, I want all of the things that you've shown, then clearly you should just become a demonstrator. There are a lot of perks about being part of my LovenStamps team, and you can check those out on my website too. Let's see. I think we are going to switch gears and start looking at bundles. There's like a whole stack of like many things over here, and we're gonna go that direction next. You guys ready? Let's see. Kathy said, could you show the die made with free dies that has a cork? Oh yeah, I can. It's really pretty, isn't it? One of my favorites. And Sue asked, are the dies, the Delicate Dahlia, does Delicate Dahlia SALE-a-bration set have dies? And it does not, but it is something that you could fussy cut if you wanted to. So Susan did fussy cutting on those, so. All right, hey, these are good. Okay, you guys ready to switch gears? We're gonna jump into the July to December 2021 mini catalog. And if you have been wondering why it's July and not August, because it starts in August, it's because Stampin' Up! Was worried about things being in stock, so they held back an extra month to give ports extra time to clear, and really, I think they've done a fabulous job of having nearly everything in stock. There's just 3 things that I know of. The Gingerbread, Memories and More cards, which you're gonna wanna watch for because I have a set and they're fabulous. They're gonna be delayed, and then that Blackberry Beauty paper is gonna be delayed too. So the Designer Series paper share that I showed you, this whole stack of paper doesn't include Blackberry Beauty because we can't get those yet. So, all right. So this is kind of what that paper looks like, and we're gonna go through all of it as we go through these suites. All right, you ready? Okay, so first one is, if you're following along in your catalog on pages 8 and 9, and it is the Gingerbread, Frosted Gingerbread stamp set and suite elements. Okay, so here is what the Designer Series paper share looks like. And there are a whole bunch of fabulous images on here. The fronts of the papers are a lot of patterns and a lot of these cookies. And these cookies are dies that also match the stamp set. So you can cut out the cookies here, the stars, the snowflakes, the bells, and the ornaments, which is really fun. And if you're wondering why I'm showing cardstock, it's because one of the perks of my Designer Series paper share is that you get cardstock card bases with every piece of Designer Series paper. So there's like 42 pieces of Designer Series paper in it, and you're gonna get 42 card bases ready to go. So the complaint that people say is like, oh, I have so much Designer Series paper, I don't need any more. These are the perk that's gonna make you use this, okay? Because all you have to do is chop this down a little, put it on a card, and you are in good shape, okay? So also to go with this, the Frosted Gingerbread stamp set, the dies, I don't have the other dies to show you, the pretty pillow box dies, which are making a die cut box, the craft paper, which you are gonna get with the specialty paper, Designer Series paper share elements. And there is a ribbon that goes with this. Can you guys see that? Super pretty ruffled ribbon that matches the Designer Series paper. And then there are also, okay, I try not to throw these on the floor. These are the acrylic shapes. You guys see those? So they come in a couple different patterns, and they match a lot of the flourishes that are in the elements. So here is a card that I made. The Memories and More, this is the Memories and More cards and envelopes, which you won't be able to get until they're in stock. They're not available right now. But you can see here that I've used the little acrylic shapes there, and the little acrylic shapes here, they match the little elements in the cookies. These are cut from designer series paper, but of course you could also stamp those with your stamp set. So, all right, so that is Peppermint and Gingerbread Sweet, which has lots and lots of great mix and match pieces. Okay, I'm gonna turn the page and go up to page 14, and the Stars Are Shining stamp set, because I actually used this one to do a card swap with some other demonstrators. So this is the swap that I made, and I used the Whimsy paper, which is coming up, and that note background embossing folder. But the Stars Are Shining stamp set, which has a fabulous coordinating punch that makes it really easy to punch out a whole bunch of stars all at once. So this is like a super quick card to reproduce, because all I did was basically stamp this. I stamped this image here in 3 different colors that match the paper, and then I punched it 3 times, and I had lots of pieces to mix and match. So a really great idea. And if you love this card, it might look familiar because it is part of the 3-strip card that I showed a ton recently. Let's see, on Maker Mornings with Meg. I had one around here, but I must have put it away. So this is a Maker Morning with Meg project. Okay, Deanna asked, what is the green paper? The green background is mint macaron cardstock, and the shape on it is the Musical Notes embossing folder, which is in the holiday catalog. I'm going to call it holiday catalog instead of July through December all the time, because it's just kind of wordy. So it's in the catalog, and I think my daughter sat down and played it on the piano, because you can play an embossing folder, right? It's music, and I think it was Joy to the World. So anyway, it's real music. Okay. So moving on, or we're gonna be here all night. Sorry, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Lots of things. Painted Christmas, so it's pages 16 and 17. And I have a card to show you, and the designer series paper from the paper share. So this one is, there's 6 different patterns in here. Here is the front side of those papers with the greenery. Here's the back side with a little bit more sort of neutral patterns with colors. And then of course the cardstock card bases. Oop, you can't see that this way. The cardstock card bases to match. So good possibilities. So what goes with this? You might be asking. There is an absolutely gorgeous ribbon. So here is this ribbon. You can kind of see, it's called the Cherry Cobbler and Gold ribbon. And it's beautiful. And then, wait for it, drum roll, in this little container are gold holly leaves. And they look super delicate, but they're actually pretty sturdy. So you get a kind of a mess of them in there. And this is how they look here with the paper and the ribbon. Can you guys kind of see that? So there is a holly leaf. I shouldn't like squint, the holly leaf. So you could use those on your projects. They're beautiful. And then I have the stamp set to show you. Oh, it has a little Ohana thing on it, because this was actually one of the gifts from the Stampin' Up! Trip to Maui. We got this stamp set. So, all right. And this card that I have to share with you is by Jody Anderson, and it's beautiful. I love the way she put this together with all these elements from that Christmas season stamp set. So really pretty there too. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot of cleanup to do. Okay, tomorrow morning when we have Maker Mornings with Meg, I'm gonna be cleaning still. Okay, moving on. The next one that I have to show you is the Whimsy and Wonder Suite. So I kind of had the name right. I got Whimsy right. One of my favorite parts of this one is the designer series paper again. It's a foiled paper, so it's a specialty paper. And it has sort of this holographic foil on it. Can you guys see how it like is extra shimmery? And then the back sides are this sort of excellent selection of neutrals. And then of course there is a cardstock selection. Harder to get the cardstock apart here to go with it. So here's the cardstock and here is the designer series paper. There, that's a little bit better. So good possibilities there. The stamp set is the Whimsical Tree Set, which actually I used the other day on our Maker Mornings with Meg, if you might have seen that one. It's the one that has all those fabulous tree dies that coordinate. And I have two cards to show with you. This one is by the fabulous Betsy Kreider. You can see the shimmer on that paper. So she just used a big piece of the paper, maybe 3x4-ish or a little bigger, and layered some elements on it. It's a beautiful Christmas card. And then I have another one that's mine, and this one is going out. I did a team challenge in July. It was the Shop and Smile Challenge. So we have a special Facebook group for just our team. And on there I said, hey, if you place a pre-order, oh, did I mention that ordering early is a demonstrator perk? So if you were thinking about that join special, keep in mind that ordering early is a demonstrator perk. But anyway, everybody who posted on participated in the Shop and Smile Challenge, like posted a picture of their unboxing, they are getting a card kit in the mail. So hey guys, this is the one you're getting. Those are gonna go out in the mail tomorrow too. All right, also in Whimsy and Wonder are these amazing snowflakes, and I have one to show you that features the our penguin friend. So here is that, and can you see, I don't know if you can tell, but in the background of this, or the snowflake, it is shimmery, and I actually punched, there you can see it, I punched the penguin body out of the like excess papers around, you know, space between the snowflakes. So these are kind of a plasticky, vinyl-y, poly, I don't know what they are, but they're really pretty and they're really sturdy because they're sort of made out of that plastic. So they're in this suite too. And then honestly, one of my favorite parts of the suite to go along with it is this complimentary ribbon, which is there. Oh, you can't see it. There's the complimentary ribbon. It's a Blushing Bride ribbon that just is a really pretty match. So you can see that I used it. It's a little bit frayed at one edge. It's kind of fuzzy and a really pretty accent. Okay, let's see. And the Whimsical Trees, I've been slacking on here. Okay, so we've already covered 4 bundles. So Whimsical Trees is one of the ones that you can get for free with your starter kit. So that's a good deal. Christmas to Remember, Christmas Season. That was that big one with the big Ohana sticker on it. That's one of the ones you can get for free. And Frosted Gingerbread you can get for free. So good ideas there. Okay, I'm gonna start losing my voice soon. Does anybody else like these sodas? This is I go through these things, well, I mean, they kind of are like water. But I go through them really quickly. So anyway, they're kind of my favorite. Next, on page 26 is the Peaceful Deer stamp set. And we kind of covered that here when we covered that designer series paper from the SALE-a-bration book, so I won't show you those again. And Peaceful Deer is one of the bundles that you can get for free. Then turning a few more pages, the Sweet Stocking set. Are there any pet lovers here? Anyone love their pets? Okay, we are pet lovers at our house. So this one was high on my shopping list also. And here's the designer series paper for this one, which, I mean, you can get it in a share, but of course then you'll need a whole package anyway. So here is this one. Deanna says me. Good. We are represented, pet lovers. So the paper colors for this are really pretty. And then here are the coordinating DSPs to go with it. Great patterns on the back that are very neutral if you're like, need a piece in a pinch and you aren't gonna use one of the pet ones, but look at that little guy. Oh, there we go. Look at that guy. The kitty in the box and the dog with the little lights around it. You just kind of, you can't go wrong with that. So the Sweet Little Stocking stamp set has not only a dog and a cat, but also a guinea pig. Or we have a rabbit, you guys know, because sometimes she makes a ton of noise during my videos on Maker Mornings with Meg. I was actually thinking I might try and like sketch in little tall ears for this little guy, because those cheeks, and I don't know. I think clearly we need a rabbit at our house, right? So there's dies to match it with stockings, and the stockings match the paper. There is a felt sheet set to go along with it, because really felt stockings, right? It's exactly what you need. Kim says, oh, a new Westie. Yes, clearly. Yeah, does everybody give their pets gifts? So clearly you're gonna need a Sweet Stockings tag to do your pet gifts. But then these matte decorative dots are really pretty too. They look like candy dots, and they match the colors for the felt and for the pieces in that suite. So you're gonna wanna think about those too. There's a ribbon. Also, then we have Penguin Place, which we talked about, Knit, which we already talked about. Peaceful Place, I just have a couple of samples to show you, but kind of hold your breath because they're awfully pretty. And Peaceful Cabin stamp set is one of the, oh, Sweet Little Stockings is one of the freebies for the Celebration Join Special. So you can get Sweet Little Stockings for free if you want to. Okay, so here are the Peaceful Place Designer Series papers. Am I saying that right? Yes. So it's a specialty paper also. It has glimmery foil on it. I don't know if you can tell. Like this one is all foiled, oops, this one is all foiled trees. There, yeah, you can see. So it's really beautiful. And then the back side are these super soft grayscales that are really nice. And then of course you get your card bases to go with it from my share. And some cards to show. This one is by Susan LaCroix. And she added extra sparkle in the background with the sequins that are part of this suite. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful card. And then I have another one that used the paper. So this is by Kimberly Kane, and she used that same paper in her background here. So Christmas greeting stamp set, but this one here. Kathy Miller did a card and used different pieces of it kind of on a diagonal. So kind of a different idea, and then had like a nice focal point here on her diagonal. And then Mary Ellen Stites did this card with one of the angel sets. I can't remember the name of it. But in the background, she used, can you see that sparkle paper from the Peaceful Place 12 by 12 paper. So lots of great ways to use this, and an absolutely elegant paper that doesn't really, like, it doesn't, you can't see how beautiful it is just from the catalog. So Deanna says she does gifts for her furry nieces and nephews. I love it, right? Certainly you wouldn't want to leave them out. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't talk and drink at the same time. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Okay. Yeah, Kim says she really loves that negative diagonal space. It's a neat layout. Okay. Then moving forward in the catalog, oh, I wanted to show you this card by the very talented Rachel Chamberlain. She did a really great feature of the Bright Baubles bundle. So that is a die cut. Can you see? I think you can see. So it's a 2-layer die cut. It's the background, and she's cut that from the basic white cardstock, and then from real red there on top. For the overlay. So really a simple way to put together some beautiful cards. That's on page 40 in the catalog, sorry. On page 41 is the red velvet paper. That is the only one that won't be included in the specialty paper share because it wasn't available when I started this. And then I was nervous that it wouldn't be available when it came out. So anyway, all right, moving forward. The next one that I have to share with you is a card from the Nuts About Squirrels stamp set. So these guys we were chatting about, Deanna was telling me earlier that she really loved the little squirrels. So there he is, isn't he cute? This is Margot Richardson's card, and I love the way she put it together with that tree embossing folder in the background. And then that little tiny accent at the bottom. And if you aren't aware, there is a specialty paper in the annual catalog that's rose and gold, and it comes in little 6x6 sheets. And I don't know if you can really appreciate how pretty it is there, but I'm really loving that. And she used a teeny fragment. It doesn't take a lot. Like when you have this specialty paper, there's some that you're gonna wanna get like a full package of, but some of them, this will last you quite a while because you don't need a lot when the paper is really shiny. So, okay, we got our squirrel. We have, okay, on page 48 is Pretty Pumpkins. I don't have it yet, but I am quite excited to get it because the techniques that they did on these cards on this Pretty Pumpkins sample in the catalog are beautiful. Lots of cool watercolor, so watch for those. Oh, okay, page 50 and 51, hold on. We have to change gears here. So to help us get ready, I have brought along my headgear. Let's see, I have to get like way down here for you to see it. Anyway, well, maybe I won't wear it for very long. But we're moving on to Cute Halloween. And one of the things I love about the Cute Halloween set is that it has a coordinating punch instead of just a die set. And sometimes when you're in a hurry, like you're making a lot of like little trick or treat tags or something for a school project, it's awfully quick to just use a punch. So here is the Cutest Halloween stamp set and coordinating punch. So it punches the ghost, the cat, and the pumpkin from the stamp set or from the designer series paper. And you knew that I had this, of course. So the designer series paper has the pieces here in the share, and then there are the cardstock. I'm not gonna take time to get the cardstock all out, but here's what these look like. And I should have put the designer series paper share in the link on the video description. When we're done here, I'll go back and add it because I'm talking about it a lot. But pretty papers, and when I was pulling this to get my share sample ready for you guys, okay, this one's my favorite. Check out these cute little bats. Aren't they sweet? And Flirty Flamingo is a color that matches this set, which it's like the little ghosty cheeks and stuff, the little skeleton cheeks. And oh, I'm glad you like the hat. I should probably take it off here in a second. But I'm not quite done with Halloween, so then I'll take it off. But anyway, Flirty Flamingo is a fun Halloween color, so that goes with it. Also matching it are these cute stars. They are come in two different sizes, the big ones and the little ones. And I am already on my like third set of these, I think, because I really like sticky stars. Okay, you wanna see some, oh, that's why I couldn't find the cardstock. It's still here in my lap. Wanna see some samples? Here is one, this is my card. With that 3-strip strategy that I was in love with. So you can see that. And the pumpkin is punched from the designer series paper. And then in the background, I stamped the like little eyes and candy corns and stuff like that. So really fun. Kathy says the Halloween paper is the best. Yes, agree. You'll like this card from Amy Nicely. She used a big piece of the paper as her background there. And then little elements. And check it out. She used that stamp with a spider on it. This is actually a different stamp set than Cute Halloween, but it's another one from the catalog. And she connected it across the layers, which is super clever to bring those together. And then this one is by Julie Davison. So this is a 3x4 card, kind of like the one that I demoed earlier. So just like this, except done with the Halloween paper. So kind of get that idea there. All right, and then I was gonna show you these two in case you've seen them in the catalog and you weren't sure what they were or what the sizes were. Often I kind of have that problem myself, so I haven't opened these yet. So this is like an unboxing. It's an unbagging of the tombstone boxes. Oh, they're like one piece? No, 2 pieces. Okay, well, you might have to come back later. Oh no, it's 1 piece. Wait, how does this work? Oh my gosh, okay, sorry. So it folds, it comes out flat like this, and then it folds so that the box pieces are going to fold down, and then you're kind of left with a tombstone there on the other side. So these are really sweet and will be very popular, I'm sure. So I'll show you a project with those. All right, I'm done with this hat. It's making my head feel itchy. And we are done with Halloween. So we are moving on to, oh, I should show you this too. Okay, I showed this the other day, but of the specialty papers, the one that's included with the Halloween stuff is this black glimmer paper. It is not like black glimmer paper that Stampin' Up! Has ever carried before. It's got a really fine glitter on it, and it stays where you stick it, stays on the paper. It's got a really fine glitter, and it's a really soft paper. So when you see that in the catalog, you might think about getting that one, or you'll get a piece with your Designer Series paper share. So, all right, pages 54 and 55. I didn't have a fall themed hat to wear, so you're safe for a moment. But I'll show you this paper, which is a gorgeous soft paper, and has some really pretty colors in it. And I'll show you kind of the first half of it, and then I'll show you the back side because it's so different. So here is the Harvest Meadow paper. It matches the absolutely gorgeous Nature's Harvest stamp set, which is winging its way to my house right now. I think it comes here tomorrow, so you might see that pretty soon. But here are the Designer Series papers on the one side, and then here are the Designer Series papers on the back side. So they're almost kind of like a personality change there with the different possibilities, but they do go really well together, mixing and matching. So just like all the Stampin' Up! Stuff that coordinates, it's really easy to use. And then also to go with this are these gorgeous brushed metallic pearl things. What are they called? Brushed metallic adhesive back dots. So anyway, that kind of gives you the thing there, but they're kind of in three colors, like a gold and a copper and a bronze, and they're really beautiful too. And they also go with the cork specialty paper, which I already gushed about earlier if you hadn't seen that. So here's all the pieces together, and then this braided trim here. So lots of good, like earthy kind of possibilities. So you can use them with a new stamp set with New Harvest, or if you saw this card that I did the other day with Quiet Meadow, there we go, like awkwardness. If you saw this card they did the other day with Quiet Meadow, this is a great one to incorporate some of these new Designer Series papers and pearls and so forth too. So keep an eye out for that one. All right, and Harvest Meadow, oh, here's a Harvest Meadow card. This is by Mary McCormick. So there's an example of those really pretty brown-eyed Susans. So here in Central Illinois, we have tons of these right now. They're very pretty. Rudbeckia, I think is what some of them are called at least. And we have them in our garden too. Okay, and that Nature's Harvest stamp set is one of the ones that you can get for free with your starter kit if you sign up to be a demonstrator. Okay, we're winding our way towards the end. I think that is most of the stuff that I wanted to share here, but let me grab just a couple other stamp sets. Not that one, that I wanted to show you. One is the Well-Defined stamp set, which is super clever. If you're looking at a greeting, or looking for a greeting for an image set that you don't have a corresponding greeting that you want, this is a great choice. That winter, says winter, noun. When it's cold outside, but thoughts of you still keep me warm. Aww. Halloween, when taking candy from strangers is good, and dressing normally is strange. So they're quite gratitude, the feeling in my heart when I think about you. Christmas, the time of year when the presence of family is better than the presents from family. So a really great, oh, and holiday, a reason to eat more. These are really funny. Anyway, a great greeting set to add to stuff. And then this giant candy cane background, which could be super handy depending on what you're doing. And then the knit sweater dies, which go with the knit background stamp. And you can see sort of the patterns. They're meant to be layered over the knit background so that you can kind of make the most of those. So, and then of course I need to get my rubber band on this so I keep them together. All right, well, you guys can kind of see the mess back here. It is like a big pit. Let me check my notes and make sure I told you everything. Oh, well, I should have said this before, not useful, but I'm going to do a drawing for a free stamp set for the comments for the video. So if you're still here, leave a comment. Make sure you get a comment in so that you can enter. And I'm gonna I'll announce the winner for that tomorrow during Maker Mornings with Meg. So here on the LovenStamps Facebook channel, or if you're watching this, because I'll repost it also on YouTube. If you're watching later on YouTube, you can see it there. But I'll announce the winner tomorrow of the free stamp set. So your comment on our video now is your entry. Let's see. Sweet tombstone. Cindy says, yeah, I know, Cindy. I guess tombstones are technically not sweet. But you could put sweets inside them and then they would be sweet, right? Maybe? Okay. Let's see. So I want to tell you that. If you are kind of excited about the paper share with the specialty paper and the 40 plus pages of designer series paper and cardstock bases and stuff that I showed you, signups for that close on August 9th. So you can do that on my website at LovenStamps.com. And I see lots of people posting their favorite things from the stuff that I showed. That's a great comment. All right. And Cindy, I'm glad you like the sweet tombstones. Let's see. So paper share closes on Monday. It's $29 plus $7 for shipping, and that'll ship priority mail. They'll ship before the end of what month is this? August. But you need to give me time for ordering and cutting and prepping and stuff. And I always put a little label sheet in so you know what the paper is and what the cardstock colors are. It's always hard when you're first getting started with Stampin' Up! Colors to know, like, there's 6 greens. Which one is this? So I'll make it easy for you, and I will tell you what the greens are in the packet with which stamp set and so forth, or which designer series paper. And then what else did I want to say? And of course, if you don't understand SALE-a-bration, the thing to know is that SALE-a-bration is when you get free stamps or other products, but one free product for each $50 in your order. And I've like totally lost my SALE-a-bration mini catalog. It's the one that was this big that I was showing. One for each $50 in your shopping cart. So heads up everyone though, when you're shopping online in my store, there's a new protocol this year for adding the SALE-a-bration items. So they had kind of a problem last time where some people forgot to get them. And so you get them in the checkout process now. So as you're going through, you're gonna put everything into the shopping cart. You'll get your total $150. You get 3 things for free. And then in the checkout process, you will add your SALE-a-bration items. And Cindy pointed out, yes, $50 before shipping and tax. So, okay. Somebody says, behind me on the left, LaDonna, what do you want to see? Okay. Oh, Cindy says next year's. Okay, Cindy Lambrecht, you get the gold star for having this year's Christmas cards already done. But you're right. Next year's will still need to be sent too. So, yeah, you're in great shape. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Okay, LaDonna, behind me on my left. My left or your left? Okay, this is my left. Something back here that she wants to see. And somebody said that they want to see, oh, my catalog. You have the best sharp eyes. Look at that. There's my catalog. Okay, clearly I need LaDonna here in person to help me find things. So, yes. And Kim says joy to the world is, yes. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's right. So if I turn out to be wrong, like, you know, we'll see what happens. But I think that that's right. I think that's what she played. So helps when your daughter plays the piano. So she wants to be a music teacher. That's her. She wants to go to college. She's going to be graduating this year and she wants to go to college to be a music teacher. So kind of fun. Okay. There's something else that somebody wanted to see. Let me pull it up back here. Somebody said, oh, the Merriest Moments bundle. Well, let me look here for Merriest Moments and figure out what it is. Some of them I don't, gasp, have yet. And Merriest Moments is one of them. So if anybody else wants to see, it's on page 43 if they want to see what she's talking about. But here's Merriest Moments. And I did look at this today because, yay, yeah, music teachers. It has an embossing folder that is part of it too. Kind of like the Seashells Suite did, had that embossing folder where you could emboss and stamp and et cetera, et cetera. So that Merry Moments is gonna be really fun. So you'll just have to watch some Maker Mornings with Meg and I will get there eventually. So Let's see, did I get everything else on my list? One more thing, if you place your order with me, of course, you know you get monthly tutorials, which is a free set of PDFs featuring whatever the feature that I'm doing that month is, so 4 projects. If your order is at least $50, which why wouldn't it be? Because then you get a free celebration set for these 2 months, then you get 2 card kits to go in the mail. But also, if you order by August 9th, not only will you be assured to get the things you want, so things do sell out, they go out of stock, and so the earlier you order, the more you are assured to get the things you want. But to make that even sweeter, I have a set of tutorials for you that will be a bonus. So if you order by August 9th, then I'm gonna send you a set of Harvest Meadow tutorials as a PDF also. So bonus tutorials from me this month for early ordering. Let's see, yeah, the usual perks, penguin tutorials and card kits to go, drawing tomorrow, paper share closing on August 9th, sign up for that. Oh, if the paper share, if you want to get a double paper share, you can actually get 2, and some of the papers are 6 by 6, but in other cases, if they're 12 by 12, then when I cut the papers for you, instead of cutting them down to the 6 by 6 size, I will ship you a full 6 by 12. And that will be like the double paper share version. So you get twice as much cardstock. Your shipping will come in a slightly different legal size envelope because 12 by 12 wouldn't fit in a regular one. But yeah, so that option is on the sign up form for that too. So, okay, this has been really fun, guys. I have to say that I was like, trying to get it all together for this. But I think we carried it off. So I will have more cards to share with you throughout the coming weeks in Maker Mornings with Meg, and a whole nother set of demonstrator swaps that I'm still expecting in the mail. So this was just my first round of them. And as we go along, if you have any questions, you are welcome to reach out to me and ask. Lots of information on my website and lots of projects on my website at LovenStamps.com. And I have thoroughly enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. So thanks for helping me find my catalog. Thanks for asking questions. Thanks for telling me what you guys love. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow for Maker Mornings with Meg at, I think, what time did I say those are? Oh my gosh, I'm so tired, you guys. I was like up at 2:30 in the morning yesterday because I had to place an order really early. I don't even know when Maker Mornings with Meg is. 9:30 a.m. It's at 9:30 a.m. Central Time, so I'll be awake by then again. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful evening and happy stamping and happy shopping. Good luck with your wish list. Thank you, Tanya, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.